Guys, Kenny B here, Cities and Suburbs, broadcasting live, streaming live on YouTube, April 3rd, 2019. How y'all doing? I just wanted to give a shout out to a friend of mine who talk a little bit about that a little later, but a buddy of mine that I work with shared some really cool hoppy stuff with me, and it's called Stoneface, but it's a hoppy ale, Indian Pale Ale. Good stuff, if you don't mind. Hoppy, aromatic, tastes just fine for a Wednesday evening as we make our way to, some nice weather eventually is coming our way. We know that, right? And if you think about it, it's not too bad now. I mean, I think we're hit around 50 degrees here in Worcester today, and the Worcester area. I am broadcasting about 20 miles southwest of Worcester, over here in Charlton, Massachusetts, from Cities and Suburbs. So glad to have you. We're going to share this over on my Facebook page. And so happy springtime. So just share a couple of things today. Today's high temperatures. What do you guys think today's highest temperature was? And this is according to the National Weather Service. I think we're looking again at Marathon, Florida. 90 Marathon. They always make it to the finish line before everybody else. 92 degrees. Low temperatures, April 3rd. 10 degrees at Ely, Minnesota. That's probably like right next door to where the Twins play. You know, the bees in your bat. I'll tell you, this is a tough year. A tough time of year, actually, for baseball. I was watching the Red Sox last night, and they were playing the Oakland A's in Oakland. And I'm so used to seeing in Oakland, first of all, a lot of empty seats, which were there, but bada bing. But just the shifting rain and it was just it looked cold out there, and it can get cold out there in Oakland and San Francisco, and it's raw. And so the Red Sox are 1-5, and someone said to me today, guy I work with said, "What's up with the Red Sox?" I said, "They lost again." But everybody's losing. There's the Tampa Bay Rays are 5-1, and they've been playing a lot of games under the dome though, so to keep it nice and warm. We'll see. Baseball does not start until the end of June, if you think about it, when the boys of summer start really heating up. Anyway, so Ely, Minnesota, 10 degrees. At least it's not -10. That's an improvement. This day in history, I'd like to give you guys that. You guys want that? Give you this day in history if I could. This is, maybe we'll skip that. World War II, this day in history. Yeah, I think we got that. This day in history goes to this is really cool. The Pony Express debuts on this day in 1860. The first Pony Express mail, and you can click on why they called it the Pony Express. If you ever watched the Seinfeld, who wants a pony? Who owns a pony? I own a pony. Traveling by horse and rider relay team simultaneously leave St. Joseph's, Missouri, and Sacramento, California. 10 days later, on April 13th, the westbound rider and mail packet completed the approximately 1,800-mile journey. Wow. And arrived in Sacramento from Missouri. Wow, that's really cool. Well, that's a Pony Express for you. And that's why they call snail mail now. You just order stuff overnight. Amazon's got you covered. General interest. President Truman in 1948, he signs the Marshall Plan. What the Marshall Plan was, almost the beginning of the drain of the jobs in America. But U.S. President Harry S. Truman signs into law the Foreign Assistance Act. Okay, commonly known as the Marshall Plan, named after the U.S. Secretary of State, George C. Marshall. And the program channeled more than $13 billion in aid to Europe between 1948 and 1951, basically to rebuild a war-torn Europe. $13 billion in 1948. $13 billion. So there's a challenge to all the mathematicians in the audience, if you guys are actually out there. What is that in today's dollars? And back then, what was the interest in the United States politically to actually rebuild Europe? A lot of money to reshape Europe, strengthen probably to strengthen the infrastructure in the countries that were dominated by the Germans and soon to be swarmed by the Soviets. That can happen. All right, general interest, 1882 on this day, Jesse James was shot in the back. That's right, Jesse James, one of America's most notorious outlaws, is shot to death by Robert Ford, a member of his gang who helped to collect the bounty on Jesse's head. Wow. Jesse was born in Clay County, Missouri in 1847, joined the Confederate guerrilla band led by William Quantrill. If you ever watch the outlaw Josie Wales, Quantrill was mentioned. Yeah. So anyway, check that out. This day in history. Maybe in 100 years, they'll be talking about you. What did you do, this day in history? From heyjackass.com. We got some Chicago statistics for you tonight. Let's see. Year to date. This is year to date, calendar, January 1 to right now. Shot and killed. You guys want to guess? I'm sorry. Not to make light of it, but it is a joke. The Chicago crime is just going to friggin' stop. It's ridiculous. Think of all these young mothers with kids who are out there in that jungle, man. It's terrible. Shot and killed 80 year to date. So if you project that forward, January, February, March, April, 80 people. Okay, 80. By the time the year's over, you're right up there to your 500 number. Of course, during the summertime, around July 4th, and that's gonna double. Shot and wounded 364. Total shot 444. Total homicides 90 in Chicago proper. A person is shot every 4.58 minutes. Now, that's actually not bad, because last year it was a lot less. A person is murdered, though, every 25 minutes, 24 minutes and 32 seconds. Someone is murdered. Wow. So the week in progress in Chicago, 331 to 4-6, shot and killed, there were 7. Shot and wounded 16, total shot 23, 8 homicides between 331 and 4-6. And Worcester sucks. All right, we'll close that out right now. Mass Live. Talking about the Kelly Square reconfiguration of Kelly Square, which has kind of gone quiet because a lot of attention to shift it over to the ballpark, to building in the ballpark. But I have to say, this is from Mass Live. It's dated, but let's see what he has to say. Alan Fletcher, the man developing the 21 million Harding Green retail and housing complex in the heart of the Canal District, told Mass Live that, in his opinion, is the best way is to just leave Kelly Square alone. And I quote, Kelly Square is a minor miracle, and it works remarkably well, Fletcher said. I don't think anyone truly knows why it works, because it's a very complex system. Okay. As he put it, nobody knows how to fix it. So if you don't know how to fix it, then the drivers just have to negotiate through it. Most of Worcester people say, just leave it alone. But those are folks that live in Worcester. We got a major ballpark. We're trying to attract people from outside of Worcester and make Worcester a dense destination. Leaving Kelly Square, I disagree, by the way. Kelly Square needs to be fixed. Okay? It needs to be fixed. You're not going to build up Worcester. And I mean, maybe there are places in Boston that are just as crazy and it works. I don't know. Maybe it works, But if it stays the way it is, and if you're coming from the west down 290 and you're coming to see a Pox Sox game, hopefully in 2021 or sooner, and you're getting off 290, boy, oh boy, you're gonna have that 290 is not going to be able to handle that volume. You're talking about 10,000 seat, and not every game is going to sell out. You're still going to have between 5,000 and 8,000 people each game. You just are, especially in the first, 5 years of the ballpark. So they're going to have to think about some way to bring maybe traffic directly to the ballpark and bypass that. Maybe they figure how to, bring traffic in safely. And so, yeah, we'll see. There's going to be a retail down there. There's going to be residential. We'll see. I just can't see it staying the same. And I have not been in favor of a lot of the design patterns that, this figure eight stuff. And, don't hire some hack. Don't hire a hack engineer. Please do it the right way. Spending this much money, go all the way. Anyway, driving through Main Street the other day. How do you guys feel about Main Street? Main Street, USA, Worcester, Mass. I still feel that Main Street should have been the first thing to be developed and not the last thing to be developed in terms of a plan. Drove down there the other day and everything is torn up. Great, that's fine. Does look like a war zone. Many establishments that are down there are closing up because they're losing money watching. It's very ironic, businesses are closing because we're not making any money because of all the construction. There's going to be a few holdouts. I talked about this, and I talk about it a lot. What I need you guys to do is talk to me about it so I can put your comments out here. But yeah, you're redeveloping. You don't want to cut off your nose to spite your face, as they say, or you have to be able to see the forest from the trees, if you will. Okay. You have the trees, but they're all part of a bigger picture and parcel. But yeah, there's businesses that are actually closing down because they said, we're not sticking around here, and they're not major retailers. They're coffee shops and they're chains. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about them. But a lot of these places are franchised too. You have a Honeydew Donuts down there, and the person that owns it said, boy, but I'm losing my shirt. When I took this place over, it was not good, and so it's franchised. So, hey, see you later. Um, we watched Main Street die back in the 70s. It was a very slow kill, like any mass extinction. You don't see it when you're actually involved in it. It's when it actually, climaxes and peaks, and all of a sudden you realize that what happened? Where did everything go? Well, mass extinction is happening right in front of you. So yeah, Main Street, attracting new businesses, but saying goodbye to some old ones that don't want to deal with it. But I was thinking today too, where's the Chamber of Commerce in all this? Is the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce have any uh, insight or any assistance that they can reach in and convince and help and support the businesses that want to move out through that construction zone? Did we say, hey, did the city manager, did the city of Worcester say, we know this is going to be difficult on the local merchants? I don't know. I'm just asking. And how can we support you and encourage you to stay? Because we know it's going to be a difficult time in terms of redevelopment. Don't know. If I'm with the chamber and the city, I'm reaching out to these sectors of the city and encouraging them just to hang in there, but stay with us. Stay with us. We're going to lift the city up, and we want you to be part of it. If you have to incentivize that, Worcester, you should. One final thing is the brewery trend. And the reason I bring that up is because of this particular. Oh, Daryl, how you doing? Walking Dead. These particular establishments are new. They're going in and they're repurposing a lot of buildings, and I like that. We have one out here, Treehouse Brewing Company. The one thing I will say is out here in Charlton, in the eastbound lane, in Charlton, heading toward Sturbridge, but it's on the eastbound lane. And everybody knows that Route 20 is a 4-lane highway, a very dangerous highway. I've seen many accidents, folks heading westbound on 20, taking a left-hand turn into the Treehouse Brewery and getting rear-ended, even though they sat there with the directional on, and people cruise down that highway. And so some of the locations of these breweries are like, okay, the brew is good, but I'm not going to patronize the Treehouse Brewery unless I'm coming in from the east. And even that way, it was just, actually, I'll call out Charlton tonight because they have this lame marquee sign that's blinking. You've seen them, like it's construction, with the wheels on them, like your speed's too fast kind of thing. It's a programmed marquee, caution, traffic entering on the left, basically a mile ahead. So they're warning people, but it's so open. There's no light. It's the fast lane, man. And the brewery's probably paying for it, but it's such a lame attempt. Charlton is getting the money and the tax money from that, but I'll tell you, the zoning, and they need to do something, put a suicide lane in there, which is a left-hand turn only. Actually, something I'm be amongst others to actually contact the town of Charlton about this, because that's totally ridiculous. You can't take a left-hand turn across 3 lanes on Route 20. You just can't. It's dumb. 146 used to be like that. Route 146. 4-lane highway. People taking left-hand turns. People, cutting across 4 lanes, coming out of side streets because it was considered more rural. We're not rural anymore. We're not rural when it comes to our highways. Our highways are just cutting through everything. But you have to take total safety into account. But the breweries are popping up all over the place. Enjoy them. Mr. Attitude likes that. He likes that. So what we can do is just think about, you know, what safe roads and whatever you guys want to add to that. But I was talking to some people the other day, and they go to these breweries and they turn me on to some really cool stuff. Um, but yeah, I will definitely and help me out with that, you guys. Traffic is important. We're traveling so much, so fast. So anyway, we will see you on Sunday or sooner. All right, Kenny Bisson Live signing out. Take care now. You guys have a good one. Good night, folks.